the simmering tension between the judiciary and the government has erupted into a full-blown political firestorm, ignited by a controversial sentencing guidelines, Roe, and fueled by escalating accusations and counter-accusations. The latest volley came from Richard Hermer, who responded to the Shadow Justice Secretary Robert Jenrick's explosive call for the dismissal of a senior judge. This high-stakes clash underscores a fundamental rift over the independence of the judiciary and the appropriate role of politicians in influencing judicial decisions. The controversy centers on Lord Justice Davis, the head of the Sentencing Council for England and Wales, who has found himself at the epicenter of a fierce political debate. Jenrick's impassioned speech in the Commons on Tuesday demanded Davis's immediate removal from his post, citing dissatisfaction with newly implemented sentencing guidelines. This dramatic intervention marks a significant escalation in the conflict, signaling a deliberate attempt to exert political pressure on the judicial system. The underlying implication is a challenge to the established norms of judicial independence, raising concerns about potential government overreach in matters traditionally considered the sole purview of the courts. The genesis of this conflict can be traced back to February, when Keir Starmer, the Labour leader, voiced his disagreement with a judge's ruling in an immigration case involving a Palestinian family seeking refuge in the UK under a scheme designed for Ukrainian citizens. This seemingly innocuous statement ignited a furious response from Lady Chief Justice Lady Sue Carr, the most senior judge in England and Wales. She expressed her deep concern over what she termed the unacceptable remarks made by both Starmer and Kemi Badenoch, then the Home Secretary, accusing them of undermining the authority and independence of the judiciary. Her strong condemnation added a layer of complexity to the already charged atmosphere, highlighting the potential for political interference to erode public trust in the judicial process. The debate swiftly spiraled into a wider condemnation of the Sentencing Council. Conservative MP John Hayes went so far as to call for the resignation of every member of the council, effectively demanding a wholesale overhaul of the body responsible for setting sentencing guidelines. Another Conservative MP, Desmond Swayne, added fuel to the fire by calling for Lady Chief Justice Carr to be rebuked for what he perceived as impertinence in her response to Starmer and Badenoch's criticisms. This escalating series of attacks paints a picture of a deeply divided political landscape, with stark disagreements over the appropriate balance between political accountability and judicial independence. Adding another layer of complexity to this multifaceted crisis is the scrutiny facing Richard Hermer himself. Sources within the government have accused him of hindering progress and adopting an excessively legalistic approach, suggesting that his perceived obstructionism is contributing to the overall tension. These criticisms suggest a broader struggle within government circles regarding the optimal approach to managing the relationship between the executive branch and the judiciary. The allegations against Hermer raise questions about whether his perceived reluctance to compromise is exacerbating the existing conflicts and potentially impeding efforts to resolve the underlying issues. This escalating conflict underscores a fundamental question. What is the appropriate level of political oversight regarding judicial decisions? While the government has a legitimate interest in ensuring that sentencing guidelines are fair and effective, the calls for the dismissal of senior judges raise concerns about potential erosion of judicial independence. The controversy serves as a crucial reminder of the delicate balance between the rule of law and political accountability, and the importance of maintaining a clear separation of powers to ensure a just and equitable legal system. The outcome of this ongoing clash will have significant implications for the future of the judiciary and its relationship with the government, potentially setting a precedent for future interactions between the two branches of power. The intense political pressure on Lord Justice Davis and Lady Chief Justice Carr reflects a deeper struggle over the very foundations of judicial authority and the principles of an independent judiciary within a democratic society. This is not merely a dispute over sentencing guidelines, it's a fight over the very essence of the rule of law.